this is the live data of me using the if then principle. So basically live data. So tomorrow, if this potentially happens, you could credit me. If you don't credit me, cool. I don't give a shit. But it's a live data of me using the if then principle. As you guys know, the best way to determine where the market will go is simply by thinking and using the if then principle. If this, then that. If this, then that. Easy, right? And this is what most people fuck up with. And you can see clearly our boss was overall bearish throughout the whole week. Today I was looking for short. There was a shorting opportunity, but unfortunately, we didn't have a shorting on the 5 a.m. candle, but the time it happened wasn't the right time. So we had SMT with the 5 a.m. with the 1 a.m. It was a negative reserve profile 1, but the time it got created, the order block got created. I didn't accept the time. I was waiting till at least 6 a.m. to go down to lower time frame. The model 1 that happened today, I was waiting till 6 a.m. to at least trade this, but the market just, tapped the model 1, said, fuck you, went down lower. Which, am I really concerned about it? No, because there's going to be multiple setups. Now I trade 2 pairs, so the patience problem is going to be no problem. But that's what that happened. And tomorrow, I'm going to be potentially bullish or still bearish if the bullish bias doesn't work out. So this can be a live data of me using the if then principle, meaning if we tomorrow wake below this low, meaning we do not close this, Wednesday low, then we can anticipate a higher prices to a weekly retracement. If we close below, if today, the Thursday candle closes below the Wednesday candle, then we can anticipate lower prices to the monthly low and to the monthly fair value gap. There's a monthly fair value gap here, so monthly ERO to IRO. And if it closes, if the market closes below this low, then we can expect lower prices to the monthly CRT low. If the monthly CRT low gets lower priced, meaning it closes below the monthly CRT low without any potential reversal, without giving us a wick below, then we can anticipate even lower prices from there forward. This is how I use. This is how I have a very high accuracy on, determining my bias. It's simply by using the if then principle. It's not complicated. All you gotta say, if, right, then, right. This is like nothing too complicated. It's just 2 words, right? Eventually, those 2 words lead up to big things. Those 2 words lead up to big things happening. And why did I look for the if then principle on the Thursday candle, not on Monday or Tuesday? There's 2 reasoning. Reason number 1, my draw only got met on Wednesday, so that means the next day is I'm looking for if then principles. And the second reason is time. The time is Thursday. Thursday is a Thursday and Friday, as you guys know, are the days where the market is to close in a fair price. So Thursday and Friday ends the weekly range gap, weekly range. So it needs to, Thursday and Friday has a high chance of making low of the week, and Thursday and Friday, especially Thursday, has a very high chance of causing reversals. Thursday, right? So they have a really high chance of causing reversals. So that's why I waited till Thursday, and otherwise, I would have still looked for shorts. I couldn't because the key level got met. Our drone got met what I already set up. So our setup did happen, which was last Thursday, which, that day was the day we're supposed to take the trade to the downside. So the opportunity to trade to this move already happened, which was last Thursday, right? So tomorrow is going to be an interesting day. Tomorrow's going to tell if we're going to go up higher or if we're going to continue down lower to the monthly low or the monthly order block, or, go even lower from there on forward. So on the weekly time frame, as I said, we had a weekly series downside, a weekly SMT ERL back to IRL, from the IRL back to ERL. The ERL got met. It was first direction block. So the first direction block when they got met, I showed the Discord a screenshot. Right, I said key level. Let me pull it up, man. I don't want to be. Let me go and pull up the screenshot. I usually like to keep my stuff on a screenshot to help me with any confusion. This is right over here. I think pretty sure this is today before this move happened, right? So you could see that was the weekly registration block that got tapped on Wednesday. I was like, okay, because at first we are going from a weekly. We knew that the weekly fair value gap, the weekly ERL had SMT'd on, right? So our goal after meeting the IRL is gonna be going right back to ERL, right? Before going to ERL, we're gonna meet the registration block. And we want to see if the registration block is respected, and see higher prices. But if it doesn't get respected, we're gonna go low prices. So on Wednesday, I was looking for that in principle. Right? So I was like, okay, I'm looking for Wednesday if they're in principle. They tapped the weekly registration block. So what if we wick below the Tuesday low and go up higher? Then looking for higher prices. But I might be looking high prices just on Wednesday. I'm gonna wait until Thursday because Thursday will confirm the move, right? Monday, if you were to look for shorts, right? Tuesday, if you were to look for shorts, you would have been chilling. Wednesday, you would have been chilling a little bit. But Thursday was the one to deliver here, right? You can see Thursday, right after Thursday, reversal happened, right? A huge reversal on the market happened. Thursdays are beautiful days, right? So if the Monday, to me, if Monday doesn't deliver, so like not me Monday, if the key level itself, when it gets tapped and it's in the wick below and it's beyond Monday, so like if Monday comes around and the market taps a key level, but Tuesday goes below Monday, it closes below Monday, then I'm gonna wait all the way till Thursday for another potential reversal. If Thursday doesn't deliver it, then I can anticipate even lower prices. So after Tuesday, when it closes below the Monday, I can anticipate Wednesday to be low prices, so I can look for some sort of shorting until Thursday. And Thursday we could see another potential reversal, or if you get key level gets met, then okay, no trades. But if we could see some sort of reversal, etc., etc. So this is a lot of yapping, but I'm gonna show you guys the live data of how I use everything principle. So on the weekly time frame, we currently have a weekly ERL back to weekly IRL. So my goal is not going to be this weekly order block, which it could definitely be the weekly order block. Why? Because it's very clear it has never been tapped before, but this weekly fair value gap is over my goal because weekly fair value gap perfectly aligns with the weekly order block, as well as it's the first big key level that's near the market price, which should be delivering here. So my goal or my target, it's going to be this weekly key level, right? So let me put an alert here, but it could also not get tapped, which I'm going to talk about right now. So let me go and create one. I'm not going to do it next week. So what is this? Oh shit, I already got met. So on the weekly time frame, we have a weekly ERL back to weekly IRL, as well as we have no weekly CRTs here. So we're gonna go scale down to lower time frame. On the lower time frame, we have a classic expansion profile to the downside. Monday high of the week, and just a classic expansion profile to the downside, and Thursday and Friday tickles in a fair price. And Thursday and Friday could potentially make the high or low of the week because it needs to close at a fair price. So Thursday usually has a high chance of causing reversals. We can look for if this daily candle wicks below this other daily candle. So during the wick, potential wick, we're going to be looking for setups, right? To the upside, if we don't get a setup and we close below, lower price. If we get a setup and we get disrespected and close below, then okay, I know markets to go down lower, markets then will retrace. But I also have what else do I have? We souped out a high, then we souped out a low, stable high. We haven't made a stable low yet because there's no bullish daily candle. After making that, I could anticipate a dealer to be formed. I could anticipate a huge retracement to the premium side before go down lower, which that could support my thesis to the upside, because in a weekly time frame, this whole bias comes out of the weekly ERL back to weekly IRL, eventually weekly IRL, where they're gonna go right back down to weekly ERL, right? If the weekly ERL, the weekly ERL gets respected, then we anticipate even lower prices, etc., etc. Right? So that's the if then principle. If we reject below this low, then we could target this. Where's it not showing me that? If we register below this low, if we wick below, then I could anticipate higher prices to at least this price point and to the weekly key level. But do I feel like will it get tapped this week? No, possibly next week, because there's a weekly gap here, right? It needs to be filled. It needs to be closed. As well as we have a classic expansion profile to the downside. Since we have a classic expansion profile to the downside, Monday half the week, we can anticipate Thursday and Friday to close. So we're going to need to close back into fair price, so the market needs to go up higher. And Thursday and Friday, and another rule is Thursday and Fridays are very, especially Thursday, more on the Thursday side, very heavy on the Thursday side. Thursday will usually cause reversals. So we have our thesis. Right now, our thesis is our context. As well, we have a potential daily ranges. Even if I'm bearish on a daily range, I have to wait until this premium gets tapped, which that will support my thesis even more to the upside. So my context more to the upside. So this is what we have. If, okay, keep it in mind. Now that's number one. If we close below this low, then we can anticipate lower prices until the monthly low, which is right. Oh shit. All right, let me just delete that shit. All right, so let me just get the wake of that shit. It's really fucking matter as the market. Right, if we reject, if we close, so if we, during that Thursday trade, we're looking for a setup for a potential alongside. If there's no setup, and market close below this, Wednesday low, then we can anticipate lower prices to the monthly low. Then once the monthly low gets tapped, if we don't wake below, then we can anticipate lower prices to the monthly fair value gap. So simple as that, right? So if then principle in a simplest way. But if we break below and we create a valid low, then we can anticipate there to be a daily range. Then we can buy up all the way to the premium. From premium, we can sell off back, continuing down the move. You can see how we can daily range. You can see how we can the F principle live data market. This is a quick little example how I use it. Very good concept. This is a very highly underrated concept as well, because it's so underrated. It's so useful but so underrated, right? Nobody uses this. And yeah, my bias for tomorrow could be potentially bullish, but as I said, if we below, we can see the higher prices to the weekly fair value gap and the weekly auto block. If we break below this old low, and let's just say we have a setup, we take a loss, or if we have no setup, market goes below this low, then we anticipate a lower prices to the monthly low. And if the monthly low gets tapped, and if we don't get a week below on the monthly low, when the monthly low gets tapped, then we could anticipate low prices to the monthly fair value gap and go on from there, targeting the quarterly take profit. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is my journal today. Tomorrow I'm bullish on EU. On gold, I'm still bearish until this key level gets met. And if you go to the weekly IRL here, which our weekly IRL is this candle. Oops, I used the wrong one. So we still have on gold, we still have not tapped the weekly threshold of the model 1 of the order block, I mean. So we can still anticipate gold to go down lower and have a potential setup to the downside, as well as on gold. our IRL is this, right? Obviously. So if the daily time frame taps the threshold, then threshold is show a strong signs of upside. If we don't wick below the after time threshold, if we don't wick below, then we could anticipate lower prices to the monthly revision block, etc., then go on from there. But first stop is going to be the weekly, weekly CRT. If we tell the weekly CRT, then we're not looking for anything principles because we're holding down to all down here. But in the weekly time frame on the weekly CRT, if we do show the F principle, we get a clear wick below, then we can anticipate higher prices until a weekly order block IRL is filled, which could be this weekly order block that presents liquidity. So we could tap this weekly order block, then go from there. And you can see this, but when you ought to go from IRL to a ERL back to IRL. So how are you gonna go back to ERL back to IRL again? Right? You can see the market cycle could reset, and that's one thing you gotta pay attention to, right? This market is not always gonna go from IRL to ERL to ERL, right? Sometimes market wants to make it a low. The low could be an ERL, right? ERL back to IRL, back to ERL, back to IRL, right? Doesn't have to go from this specific order block, right? So that's why whenever a low gets souped, you go back to IRL, you go back to ERL, etc., etc. So yeah, thank you for watching. And let's go still bearish for the rest of the week. I already give you guys this bias. I already give you my long-term bias on gold, silver, GU, DXY. So yeah, just waiting on that. Yeah, thank you for watching. See you guys tomorrow after the market, if the market stops out or not. But yeah, see you guys there.